biggest problem with GTA 6 is not what you think. You see, many fear that the game might fail due to its ambition and potential $3 billion budget that has recently been brought up. But what if I told you that none of this is actually the real problem that this game is facing? You see, over its early existence, GTA as a series was known for its dynamic missions, its potential for different approaches, and the sense of its world actually being open despite it being locked out for the player for large portions of the game. Nowadays, with GTA 4, GTA 5 and the RDR series, this doesn't seem to be the case. Why is that? Well, in this video we'll cover why this might be the case and dive deep into the biggest problem the GTA 6 is actually facing. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video, shall we? Now, back in 2001, Rockstar released GTA 3, a game that ended up changing the entire gaming landscape for the better. Now, of course, the game even at that time was a bit clunky, and it definitely was not an easy game by any means, as there were a lot of issues with its mission design, physics, etc. But what this game lacked here, it made up in the gameplay department by allowing the player to roam freely and approach any situation as they please. This was a huge deal as it allowed you to be as creative as you pleased with any mission or open world activity. This was a game that expected you to fail certain missions before you figured out a different approach that would work for you. This trend continued both in GTA Vice City as well as San Andreas, and later in both Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. In all of these games, you as the player were able to complete 90% of the missions in any way that you wanted. Nothing would actually be stopping you, except the occasional random NPC switching lanes right before the finish line or the game just bugging out.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Now, with the release of GTA 4, this freedom that we felt throughout the PS2 era slowly started to be taken away from us. Yes, the games improved drastically in terms of physics, graphics, as well as story, but the lack of options to complete certain missions started to slowly become a problem. This is most evident in GTA 4's abysmal mission design, which for some weird reason had you chase someone either on foot or by car, only to face off with them in a high enough place so they could show off the Euphoria physics engine in its full glory. Despite this, I love GTA 4. I love its story and I love its dark and gritty aesthetics, even if they do kind of make my eyes hurt from their washed out look. Now, from a game development standpoint, I do understand why they would switch to a more linear approach with their mission design. After all, it's much easier to account for one or two outcomes than it is for a multitude of them, and that is totally fine with me. But when you create a masterpiece in storytelling, accompanied with next level immersion and at that time impressive graphical fidelity, only to throw it all away in favor of scripted mission design, the question again becomes why?
Why? Why?
Now, this design philosophy didn't just stop with GTA 4, it simply became Rockstar's identity over the next decade. See, when Red Dead Redemption released in 2010, it was praised for its world, its atmosphere, its writing, its characters, and overall graphics, and rightfully so. But when you actually look at the mission structure itself, you start to see the same pattern emerging again. You would ride to one spot, follow the certain character here and there, all while trying not to go too far ahead or fall behind too far, and if you didn't do as the game intended, it would be an instant mission fail. This almost felt like Rockstar made an immense open world just to make you, the player, feel like an absolute tourist, as they led you from one location to the other without giving you the choice to take another path. Yes, there were instances that gave you the option to choose a different outcome, but the changes were so minor that they didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and after that, we got GTA 5. And with this one is where things became more on rails than ever before. Now, yes, on the surface, GTA 5 looks like the ultimate sandbox, featuring 3 protagonists, multiple heists, planning boards, and a massive version of Los Santos for its time. The first few trailers genuinely made me feel like the freedom of GTA San Andreas had finally returned, but in reality, the illusion of choice became stronger than ever. Now yes, you could choose your heist approach, going either loud or smart about each one, but once that choice was locked in, the mission would basically funnel you through a specific cinematic experience with very specific triggers. Any step you took that wasn't on the predetermined path could and would potentially end with a mission failed screen.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Now yes, the game was extremely impressive for its time. Its sheer size is still impressive to this day, but when you have a franchise like this that prides itself on freedom of choice, it's hard to really get behind it in full when the freedom only exists until Rockstar decides so. And then 5 years later, RDR 2 releases with the same mission design that limits you even worse than any game before. Now listen, I absolutely love RDR 2. It's arguably one of the most immersive worlds ever created in gaming. The level of detail is just absurd, the animations are unmatched, and the atmosphere is second to none. But in terms of mission design, it might actually be the most restrictive video game to date. Now in a game that prides itself on realism and immersion, the missions often feel like a movie set where you are more of an extra than the actual lead, which in itself is kind of a contradiction as Rockstar builds the most believable reactive open worlds in the entire industry, only to sabotage them with their missions, which are designed more like roller coaster rides. They might be spectacular, yes, and let's not lie to each other, but you're still strapped in for a ride that you can't influence in any meaningful way.
He's got a point.
Now this brings us to GTA 6, and I know that people are worried about the budget, about the performance, and the online monetization, whatever, but the real issue actually is none of those things, because if GTA 6 continues down this hyper-scripted path, it doesn't matter how big the map ends up being in the end. It won't matter that the game ended up costing $3 billion to produce, and it sure for shit won't matter that it has the most photorealistic jiggle physics in the entire industry.
What?
Now what made the 3D era special wasn't just pure nostalgia, it was basically the influence you had as a player on the missions themselves. The game made you feel like you actually solved the mission, and not just like you performed it correctly to get the desired outcome. Now here's the interesting thing, Rockstar might already know this, as in the leaks from 2022 we can see that certain missions will most likely feature a little bit more freedom. And over the past few years we've seen patterns related to smarter NPC routines, we've seen leaks suggesting more dynamic police systems, and seen hints at evolving world states. If, and this is a big if, Rockstar uses GTA 6 to reintroduce an open-ended mission design where objectives are clear but the path is just yours to approach in any way you desire, then GTA 6 won't just be a generational leap in graphical fidelity, but in terms of gameplay itself. But if they don't, if the game once again builds the biggest playground in gaming history only to hold your hand the entire time while telling you how you should play in it, then this might be the most beautiful Florida tourism simulator in existence. And that right there is the biggest problem that GTA 6 is facing. It's not the budget or the hype or the pressure to deliver a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but whether Rockstar is willing to let go of our hands and finally give us the players the freedom to actually be creative. You see, at the end of the day, an open world isn't defined by its size, but instead is defined by how much creative gameplay it actually allows, and GTA 6 only has one chance to get this right. Anyways, what do you guys think? Will we actually get a game that lets us solve missions in creative ways, or will Rockstar once again hold our hands from the very start of the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and a big thank you to all the 2,120 people that ended up subscribing. You folks are the best. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe so that good luck follows you on your future adventures. Stay silly, keep edging, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.